What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Good night of living, I need a shave. Anyway, let me flip you around here real quick, show you what we're going to get into today. It's going to be a pretty exciting episode. It's going to be one of those episodes where it's like, do not try this at home. You know, I'm going to be as safe as humanly possible, but whatever, for the love of God, don't do what I'm about to do. And we'll get after it so we can get going on getting Homer out of here and get started on our winter projects. I cannot wait. So anyway, let's get after it. This is Buster Radio Garage. All right, here's the current state of our boy Homer. And after today, he should be no more. He should be gone, sitting out here in this general area, waiting on the scrapper to come get him. And we're going to move forward on Homer 3.0, Noisy Cricket. And over there underneath them blankets is the MoMonza. So anyway, if you were part of the channel yesterday, you've seen that I had 2 live events. I think it was a total of 4 hours between both. And by the way, congratulations to all the members that were in the chat. Your winnings or your prizes or your giveaway items that you won should be going out here in the next few days. So I hope you enjoy them. And I actually cut the front section of Homer off during those lives yesterday, just for everybody in the chat. But today, we're going to go ahead and get these sections here off with the Homer decals, one on each side. We're going to skin this down and set them off to the side so we can get those, cut up in squares. I'm probably going to get, I don't know, 10, 20, maybe 20 pieces out of each side, so 40 pieces. And then we removed the windows yesterday in the live chat because there was a few people in there that were interested in having those, so we'll sign them and send them to them. And they are sitting right here with our girl Greta. I mean, she's our biggest fan, So we'll get those sent out. So, and I also want to save this rear end. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the doors off, set them to the side for now. And then I've got, my buddy out here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and follow along his body line here. Wah! Cut this, come up and around, wah! And cut this whole section here off. And that'll be one piece. And then we'll have the rear section here, and that'll be another piece. And then if push comes to shove, I'll start here, follow this body line, and go wah! And we'll just quarter him up. And I'll throw a strap around the pieces, and we will set him out here for the scrappers to come get. And that is we're gonna bid adieu to our boy Homer, and he gonna be gone. I gotta get this 9 1/4 out because I definitely want to save that. So what I may want to do, or may do, is once I cut this, I'll just flip this over, pull the rear end out, flip it back over, and then, we'll be done with it. But anywho, all right, cool. Let's get to hack-a-shacking. You know what I've always seen? Or not that what I've always seen, but what I've seen on the internet is people take a spark plug and knock the glass out. Like a small piece of that, ceramic that'll knock the glass out of cars. I think that'd be cool to try, but I just don't want to have to sweep up all the glass. Maybe I'll get a hair up my rear and we'll try one on this back glass here after a while, right there. But I don't know. Anyway, I need to get this Sawzall hooked up and we need to get to cutting. All right, guys, you've seen me do this before. So essentially what I'm going to do is utilize my little stool here. I'm going to pull the door out, hold it in place over the stool. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to pop these door bolts out. Essentially just stand the door up on the stool and then I'll roll it over here out of the way. And we'll do the same thing with the driver's side door next. And then when we go to skin these down, we can lay them down, be kind of safe about trimming that metal off. And then after I get this cut in half and I'm done with this section, we'll get the H and part of the O off both sides of the quarter. And then we'll skin that down for everybody. So let's go ahead and get these 2 doors off quickly. And then we will go ahead and section this car in half and get that done. And then we'll try to go ahead. If I got a quarter, I will, and we'll get it outside right quick. And then we'll start focusing on the back, getting that rear out. And then we'll see what other fun we get into. So anyway, let's get to cutting this off. Or anyway, let's get done bolting it first. So I'm getting here all deep-like. Just get these bolts loose. You don't want to just jerk them all. See how the door's settled there a little bit? So now I can get that to rest where I want it on the stool, and then we can pop the rest of these bolts out. I'm not going to go too crazy. Just real easy. Okay, so now I got all the bolts loose. I'll get the door while I run it real quick. Then I'll reach around here, pop the rest of these out, and we'll roll this door over here probably over there somewhere out of the way. We'll do the same with the driver's door over there. And then we're going to be in there like swimwear. Just like downtown. Nice and easy. So we'll get this set up somewhere. Show you something that kind of hillbilly I done when I built this car. I needed some shims, so I stuck 2 nickels in there as shims. So I just made 10 cents back. Sweet. Of course, we're going to keep all this hardware because, you know, bolts aren't cheap. Good deal, Lucy. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and repeat the same process over here. So I got my stool set out. Kind of get this door where I want it-ish. Kind of like so. Get my stool put in. And then just the same thing. Just come in here real careful. Get everything kind of loose. Get the door to settle down to where it's comfortable. And then whack, 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 whack. Pull the rest of them bolts out. And then we'll take this door off. Set it over here with this one. And then, once we get all this cleaned up and out of here, I'll skin these down real nice. Because I'm going to have to take these edges and make them nice and smooth. That way, when whoever receives whatever piece they're going to get, they don't get cut or injured or anything. Same with this section here. We'll go ahead and skin this down like the other side. And then, yeah, so let's keep having fun. Let's get this guy out of here. I'm ready to get to work on his new body. All right, good deal. So both the doors are off. Now we can kind of figure out where we're going to make our cut here. I'm going to have to put some supports in so he splits like this way and this way versus pinching in on himself in the middle. You know, that's going to get a little sketch if he does that. So I want him to get him to where he's just naturally going to come apart. And there's the door I just took off there. So anyway, let me get some stands in here, a jack or something, try to get this car pivoted where I want. Might even bring the cherry picker in here and slide it up underneath and put some pressure on this center. That way it kind of splits the car, you know, where it should split rather than, you know, pinching my Sawzall or something else. Please be careful and do not do this at home. I'm in my own shop. I'm in a controlled environment. I don't have anybody down here distracting me or whatever. I don't want you doing this at home and get hurt. So do not try this at home. All right, guys. Again, I've done something really crazy here. Do not do this at home. I'm a freaking idiot. But let me show you what I'm going to try. It should work in theory, but I guess we're going to find out. All right, so what I did is I took my cherry picker here, obviously. I run one of my straps that I use to tie our cars down to the trailer. Got that thing, you know, like piano string tight. Hooked to my cherry picker. Wrapped all the way around the car. Kind of mathematically figured where the center of balance is going to be. Obviously, I'm going to have more weight with the firewall and the windshield glass here versus what I'm going to have back here. So I just went ahead and scooted this up towards the front. Hopefully, when I go to cut this, the car's just going to, you know, this section will pull away from here and we'll be in there like swimwear. And then I'll be able to lower this down on some blocks to where it's safe. And then hopefully, I'll be able to wheel this section away from the cabin section, if that makes sense. And then we'll flirt around with it in this rear end and, you know, that back glass, deck lid, and all that jazz out of here. So, anyway, let's see what happens. All right, guys, got my Sawzall hooked up. Got a bimetal blade on here already, so I'm going to use it till I can't use it no more. And then when that goes bad, I've got 5 9-inch blades here from Hobo Freight. Hopefully they last longer than they have in the past. And then what I always do when I hook up my Sawzall or any other piece of tool, equipment, whatever I'm using, I always tighten a knot right where the plug is, because you don't want to be in anywhere somewhere tight like this, cutting this come unplugged at like a really bad time. So I always tie them off so they stay together. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this bottom first. You know, I'm going to start on the outside, work my way up here to the trans tunnel, probably take a break there for a minute, because I don't want to be in here on my final cut. I'd rather be out here somewhere where I've got, you know, an escape route. So I'm just going to test him out and see how he does. I'm going to start on each end, work my way to the trans tunnel, see if it stays kind of stable. If it does, I'll finish the cut, and then I'm going to come up here to where, again, I have an escape route. I'm going to cut this top. And in theory, this rear section should tilt forward, because I think there's got a little more weight than there is back here. I'm not really for sure, but I'm hoping if it tilts back, I can just grab onto the deck lid and roll this section back here on the rear end out of the way, safe. And then we can get this cabin section rolled right on out there and dump it on some blocks. And then we'll get the front end out there, dump it beside it, and then ultimately get this rear out and then take this last section out. And then the scrap guy can come just take it on out of here. And then we'll start hacking on these doors and get this piece off this quarter panel. So, all right, cool. Let's see what happens. I'm going to set you up here. You know, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Let's do this. But I blew out my britches, so I gotta go change pants real quick, and then we're gonna cut this top. All right, guys, as usual, we keep it real with you here at BRG. So got a new pair of britches on. I mean, I just plumb blew them out. Full air conditioning, if you know what I'm saying. All right, so to recap, we got the bottom cut, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this top. I think what I would like to do is start at the center of the top and work my way out. So if I start up here at the center and work my way this way, I guess when I do my final cuts, it just kind of gives me a way out, right? All right, so right about here-ish, I think where I want to start. Kind of give me a mark. See if we can just get this wedge down in there. Not sure if you can see me or not, but this strap is obviously doing its job because it raised this side of the car up, 2 inches. So we know for a fact that this section here is going to be held up fine. I have a feeling that the back section is going to tilt forward, so I may put some support under there. Nevertheless, we can leverage the weight and roll this back. If I got to, I can move Noisy Cricket and pull it back with a quad runner or my truck. So yeah, anyway, so let's go ahead and get that other side cut and see if we can get these separated. Yeah, so here's what I was talking about when I made that final cut here. I mean, it pulled that up, that far, which is fine. That's what I wanted it to do. So we're gonna have some support from this strap and the cherry picker. I'm not sure what the total weight would be on this section. Not 100% for sure, but I can't think. What do I got it set at? I've got it set at a half a ton, so that's roughly, let's say, safely 800 pounds, because I know a half a ton's 1,000. So I'm not really for sure if this section would weigh 800 pounds. I seriously doubt it. Cherry picker is sitting good and straight, so I think we're gonna be all right. We just needed to hold it there long enough to get the back section pulled away, and then we can lower this down on blocks if we have to. If we got to, we'll knock that glass out. That's probably 70 or 80 pounds, if not more. So let's keep chopping, see what happens. Sketch factor 11. All right, I got you set up here all close and personal, all deep like. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, this cut right here is gonna tell us everything. So whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna happen right now. So let's do it. Not gonna lie, I need some suspenseful music here. This is super sketchy at best. And that's hot. Freaking. Boom! Just like downtown. That's exactly what I thought was gonna happen. Score! I figured there was going to be more weight back there than there was here. I really figured. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. If you remember earlier, I wanted it to just tip back. So very cool. Very cool. So the cherry picker is now holding this. I should be able, in theory, to let it down and it'll sit on the safety block that I've got under there. And then the front stands will hold this section. The front end's already on the ground. Now what we can do is counterbalance this, and we can roll this back or flip it all the way over. You know, bust that back glass out for you guys, maybe with a spark plug. Because if I break it out, the glass is just essentially going to fall down here on the ground. I can sweep it up. Then we could just flip this over with a chain in my truck and pull that rear end out with the cherry picker. Then we can flip that back over, and this thing is ripping and ready to go. But get you some of that. Very cool. All right, let's get back to work. All right, guys, you hear on the internet, and I think I've seen a couple videos, like I was just saying a second ago, about how a piece of spark plug porcelain will bust out a piece of glass. So what I've done is I dug out an old spark plug I had. This actually looks pretty new, to be honest with you. I'm probably kind of an idiot for doing it. But anyway, I'm going to break a piece of this porcelain off, and I'm going to see if we can break that back glass. I just want to do it BRG style just to see if it's legit. I'm not sure if it'll break like a back glass out. I've seen them do side glass and doors, which we don't have anymore. And I don't have that one to try it on anymore because I'm giving those away. But anywho, let's see if this will break on the ground. If not, I'll take a hammer or something. All right, guys, I got a piece of it broke off here. Just essentially the side piece. I just took the that big old wheel chalk slash rock slash boulder I got for when I'm using on the lift. And we're going to do this right now. I'm just going to set this up, and I'm going to chuck this thing at that piece of glass and see if it'll break. I mean, I don't know. I don't see how that's possible, but let's find out. Holy crap, it actually done it. I cannot believe that. That is unfreaking real. Holy crap. I mean, it straight shattered that. Look at that. And I just barely chucked it. Wow, get down. Now, we're learning a lot on the old BRG channel today. Well, I may have already made a mess. Let's try it on the windshield. All right, here we go. Same piece of porcelain. I know this has got that safety crap in it, I think, but... well, that didn't do nothing. It flew clean over the car. Wow, that's cool. All right, well, now I got to clean up this mess. Unbelievable. All right, guys, suspense is killing me. I got to try this windshield one more time. Maybe I just didn't hit it square. Let's try this again. So, same piece of porcelain. Nope. I don't even know where that went. I mean, that back glass is insane. That's sweet. All right, well, let me get this mess cleaned up, and then, yeah, we're going to get back to work. That's crazy. Insane, dude. Insane. You know what? It was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. I truly didn't think they would do that. That's crazy. Just straight shattered that. All right, cool, guys. I got all that glass cleaned up, kind of just around the window and on the floor. I'm going to save these and make a bunch of diamond rings and engagement rings for around here for us rednecks. I'm going to be a bunch of married women around here before long. All right, cool. So anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I didn't think that extension cord issue out very well because when the car tilted back, I fell on my cord. Now I can't get my cord out. So I think I'm going to try to tilt this forward or use the jack or the cherry picker and try to get this back up so I can get a skate up underneath, I guess, the cowl underneath here. So I got something to push against. And then I'm going to roll this over to about here-ish out of the way. Then I'm going to get that cab section, or, you know, I guess just call it cab section of the old Homer, on the cherry picker, take it out there, dump it on the ground, try to get that front end out, and then if I got enough time, I'm going to try to flip this top over on itself, unbolt the rear end, take the cherry picker, pull the rear out, set it over here out of the way because I'm keeping that, And then essentially, aside from skinning out this lettering on the quarters and on the doors for you subscribers and members, I'm all but done with this car. Yeah, so we'll get him off to the scrapyard. So anyway, I'm running out of time because the girls want me to take him out to dinner and shopping today. And like I've said a million times, them girls put up with a lot of my stuff down here in the shop and going to events and stuff. So when they say they want to get out, I drop everything I'm doing and I take them. So we'll get done as much as we can get done today. And then we'll get started on Homer 3.0. I cannot freaking wait to show you guys the plan for that car. It's going to be... Anyway, let's get to work. All right, I got you set up there. Let's give this a whirl. My thoughts are, if I either pull down or push down on this enough to center the balance, I ought to be able to roll this out of here. All right, so what I did is I took two of these handles. One is from my hydraulic press over there, and the other one is from a little old floor jack. I'll wedge them up in these A-frame, or up these pillars, and I ought to be able to control this thing. Oh, there we go. All right, now we're doing something. Now, where do I want to put this? All right, guys, got the back section of the old Homer out of here. What I done is just, what I was doing a while ago when I was filming. I just stuck two handles up in the top, wheeled this out here. Just got it sitting beside my shop right now. The girls actually got a hold of me and said they're ready to get out of here, go get something to eat and do some shopping. So my day is done down here at the shop. But anyway, so we'll get out here in a later episode. I'll get this spun around. We'll hook a rope or a chain up here. We'll just flip this over on its top. I'll get the cherry picker out here. We'll pull that rear end out, get it back in there. That'll be ready to go to the scrapper. And then a little bit later on, I may come back after we get done shopping this evening. I'm not really for sure. But I'll get this drug out, put beside there. And we are officially done with the old Homer body. Now I'll get down here at some point this weekend or so. We'll skin these down and get them ready for giveaways. And we'll put the new Homer body right here. So I have the new Homer 3.0 actually, the Noisy Cricket, and then the MoMonza. So anyway, it's coming together good, man. And this is only November, 1st? So we got December, January, February, March. We got November, December, January, February, March. We got 5 months to build at least 3 cars. I'm gonna go for the 4th one. At least get started on Hot Mess over there. And I've got some stuff from my RT I'm waiting on some parts for. I want to show you that. But anywho, this has been a fun episode. I mean, that was pretty cool busting that glass. It's pretty cool cutting Homer in half. But anyway, again, I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you next time. BRG out.